This right here is the 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe, and this is their all-new 7-seat family hybrid SUV. So in this review, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about it. First, a brief overview of the model range, options, and its pricing. Then I'm going to run you through its new design, as well as move on to the cabin, talk about the technology, as well as the practicality features of the second and third row. And then we're going to have a look at the boot space, the all-new hybrid powertrain, and then of course, I'm going to take it out for a drive. Let's start off with an overview of the Santa Fe. So this is the type of car that you are going to compare with the Toyota Kluger Hybrid, as well as the Kia Sorento Hybrid. And the new Santa Fe has had a price rise, so for the base model front-wheel drive 7-seat version, it is priced from just over 55,000 Australian dollars, going all the way up to $75,000 for this top specification calligraphy, which is the variant I'm featuring in the video. And the new Santa Fe is launching exclusively with a turbo petrol hybrid configuration, whereas later this year you can get a turbo petrol variant, which is a direct replacement for the old V6. And finally, the diesel versions have been axed for this new generation. It also comes standard with 7 seats, or the option of a 6-seat layout. And in regards to options, you have 10 external colours to pick from. And lastly, for the interior, you have 3 colour combinations to choose from. And a special thank you to Southern Highland Hyundai, who are located in Vale, and they have allowed me to film their demonstrator for this review. And they also have a very knowledgeable and friendly sales team, so if you want to get in touch with them on your next car purchase, I have put a link down in the description below. Let's now move on to the exterior. So the colour of this example is finished off in terracotta orange, and in regards to its key features, you have these H-pattern signature LED DRLs at the front, full LED headlights, along with automatic high beam assist, and as you can see, they're in a form of an H. And down the bottom, an active aero shutter, so that opens up if the car requires additional cooling and they stay closed to make the car more aerodynamic and therefore improving fuel consumption. And this being the top model grade, it also features gloss black inserts on the bottom sections as well as a black Hyundai badge. And now moving towards the side view of the Santa Fe, this model grade being the calligraphy, it is sitting on 20-inch alloy wheels finished off in dark grey. And in addition to that, you've also got gloss black wheel arch cladding, side skirts, window frames, and roof rails up the top. And on either side of the Santa Fe, you have these little pockets to make it easier to climb onto the car, giving you access to the roof rails if you wanted to do that. And now moving towards the rear design of the new Santa Fe, as you can see, it features rear LED tail lights, again in the form of an H. You've also got blacked out badging on the tailgate and some gloss black down the bottom, as well as privacy glass on the third quarter. And as always, styling is subjective, so write down your feedback in the comment section down below of what you guys think. Let's now move on to the cabin inside the new Santa Fe. So before you climb inside, it features a remote key, keyless entry, and push button start. So inside the Santa Fe, what do we all think? Well, compared to its competitors, this is a class of its own. Everywhere you look and touch, it feels very luxurious. It also has a dual screen layout and a brand new steering wheel design as well. And it also has ambient lighting, and as you can see, it is in the form of an H. And in regards to build quality, if I open the door, that feels solid. It's got soft touch materials on the doors and even on the top surface, as well as on the dashboard as well. That feels high quality. When you look lower down, it all feels fairly good. And you've also got a softer to touch armrest and this suede Alcantara feeling roof lining as well. And using these buttons here, you can also move the seat forwards and backwards for rear passengers. And it also features 4-zone climate control, along with heated and ventilated front row seats that are also 10-way power adjustable with lumbar support and seat memory. And if you push this button here, as you can see, it reclines the seat backwards into a relaxation mode and also raises the bottom rest up so you can pretty much take a nap wherever you like. You've also got a leather wrapped steering wheel that feels very nice to grip onto. The steering wheel itself can be heated. And lastly, it offers both manual, tilt and reach adjustment. And in regards to infotainment, it all runs off this 12.3-inch touchscreen display, which overall, as you can see, is very easy to use and very similar to other Kia and Hyundai models. And you've also got driver profiles, so you can configure and save personal settings to each individual driver. You've also got physical knobs and dials down the bottom here, and even physical knobs and dials and touch sensitive controls for the dual zone climate control. And lastly, physical buttons on the steering wheel. And in regards to its key features, for the media, you have FM, AM, DAB, along with Bluetooth and USB connectivity. And it also has both wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto. So as you can see, it takes up the full screen and overall pretty responsive and easy to use. In addition to that, you've also got voice control that also enables Siri integration, navigation with 3D mapping, and lastly, an 8-speaker Bose sound system. And in regards to Hyundai's quirky features, you have a quiet mode to shut off the rear speakers if you have kids sleeping in the back, as well as passenger talk. So if I enable this button, as you can hear, it echoes around the cabin, so you can talk to your rear passengers via a microphone. Pretty clever. There is also sounds of nature that plays calming music throughout the speakers. You've also got the ability to record voice memos within the infotainment. In addition to that, there is also a dedicated EV menu showing you the internal structure of the powertrain, as well as your energy and electric motor use. And if we move on to safety and assistance, as you can see, it features a 360-degree camera where you can cycle through the different views, and if I click onto this, as you can see, you've got gutter views as well. And in addition to that, you've also got front and rear parking sensors, a rear cross traffic alert, and parking guidelines as well. And in regards to other key safety items, you've got an auto-dimming revision mirror along with autonomous emergency braking, adaptive cruise control with stop and go function, driver fatigue monitor towards the center, blind spot monitoring on the wing mirrors, as well as a lane keeping assistant, and blind spot cameras within the digital instrument cluster. So when you indicate, as you can see, it features 2 cameras that appear, as well as safe exit assist, which alerts you if an oncoming car or cyclist is coming your way when you open the door. And lastly, speed sign recognition and speed limit assist. Now moving on to what's in front of me, you've got a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, and as you can see, when you cycle through the different drive modes, it changes the configuration, and you can also change what you want displayed in the center, looking at fuel consumption, driver assistance, media functions, as well as other key information. And over the dashboard, it also features a heads-up display showing speed, navigation, and other key safety items that you can configure within the infotainment. You've also got the ability to change the drive mode, so using this toggle here, you can swap it from Eco, Sport, and My Drive. And specific to the all-wheel drive variants, if I push this down, you've got snow, mud, and sand. And lastly, practicality. So on the doors, you've got decent door bin storage that could also fit a bottle of water. And if I open this up, you've got deep center storage, and if I open up this lid, it goes down pretty deep. And over towards the center, you've got 2 large cup holders that could fit a liter of water, as well as 2 USB-C charging ports and dual wireless phone charging pads in the center as well. There is also some underfloor storage over here with a 12-volt socket, and lastly, a dual glove box setup. So overall, both of them are fairly spacious, and you've also got additional center storage here as well. Okay, moving on to the second row. So as you can see, I've got loads of knee room, loads of toe room, and loads of headroom. If I move over to the middle seat, again, loads of knee room, toe room, and as you can see, the floor is flat, and loads of headroom, considering that there is a glass roof above me. And in regards to other key features, these 2 outboard seats can be heated, and in terms of adjustment, you can move them forwards and backwards, and also recline them backwards and forwards. And looking around, there are shopping bag hooks, map pockets. You can also access the front storage through here, and you've also got a little opening that goes down fairly deep, and that also goes to the center console. You've also got 2 large cup holders on the doors and big bottle holders down below. In the center, a fold down armrest with 2 small cup holders, LED lighting up the top. There are also these manual sunshades, and on either side of the seat base, you've got 2 USB-C charging ports. And lastly, for baby seats, these 2 outboard seats are ISOFIX compatible, and right behind me, there are 3 top tether points. Let's now move on to the third row. So I've got a decent amount of knee room, toe room is a little bit cramped, and headroom is okay, considering that the glass roof comes up to here, but you can recline the seat backwards, and that gives you more headroom and knee room. And you can also move this forwards and backwards and also slide it forwards and backwards. So fitting 7 passengers in total is possible to do. And in regards to other key features, you have 2 cup holders on each side, along with 2 USB-C charging ports, directional air vents, and a climate dial on the right hand side, and up the top here LED lighting. And lastly, these 2 outboard seats are ISOFIX compatible, and right behind me there are 2 top tether points. Let's now move on to the boot space. So as standard, all Santa Fe's receive an automatic power tailgate, and once that's open it reveals a nice boxy squared off shape, and overall the capacity, even with the third row in place, there is enough room for the occasional school bag, along with some shopping bags as well. You could also quite easily drop the third row down with those levers, revealing even more capacity, which makes it big enough for 2 large suitcases or anything else you want to put in there. And using these buttons here drops down the second row, revealing even more space. However, Hyundai hasn't released any specifications on dimensions and capacity figures, but as you can see just by looking at it, it is very spacious. And in regards to other key features, the floor itself is quite low, so if you've got a heavy object, that's easy to throw into the back, as well as some underfloor storage revealing the toolkit and jack. And you've also got some tie-down points, a 12-volt socket, shopping bag hooks, and these handy seatbelt holders to prevent them rattling on the plastic. And lastly, underneath the car, a full-size spare tyre. Let's now move on to the powertrain. So under the bonnet features a 1.6 litre turbocharged petrol hybrid engine that is also featured on the Kona hybrid, combined with a battery pack and a motor generator, putting out 172 kilowatts and 367 newton meters of torque, all paired to a 6-speed torque converter automatic, and sending all of its power to all 4 wheels. So with all the specifications out of the way, let's now take it out for a drive. Okay, let's now move on to the driving impressions inside the new Santa Fe. Starting off with visibility, I can clearly see what's in front of me. You've also got good side vision, large wing mirrors, and thanks to its boxy shape, great visibility at the rear. Let's start off with a bit of town driving. So the Santa Fe has a turning circle radius of around 11 meters. So for a 7-seater SUV, it's pretty easy to park and maneuver. You've got nice light steering, and overall it doesn't feel like a big car to drive where it feels overwhelming. It's also very comfortable, and as you can see with the camera footage over these unsealed surfaces around Berrima, the suspension does a great job tackling all of those surfaces. And in terms of acceleration in sports mode, look, it's pretty responsive. It's got a torque converter gearbox which shifts very smoothly. Combined with the hybrid system, I think this powertrain blends in really well with this car. And of course you've got the added benefit of performance and fuel efficiency. And of course, combined with the all-wheel drive, you've got plenty of grip, and that also gives you a lot of confidence through the corners. Again, not set up to be a sports car, but for this type of vehicle, it's pretty good. And in comparison with the Toyota Kluger Hybrid, I do think this is much better in terms of driving dynamics, refinement, and of course technology. And in regards to fuel consumption, Hyundai claims this car should be able to achieve 5.6 litres per 100, whereas with a mixture of town and country driving, I've managed to achieve around 6.4, which is again pretty good. Around town, I think this is going to be a bit more economical, because if you do use the brakes a lot, all that energy gets transferred back into the battery pack. So overall, a big improvement, especially compared to the predecessor of this with the punchy V6. So with my driving impressions out of the way, let's now wrap up with a verdict. So my final verdict on the Hyundai Santa Fe. Well, overall, I do like the design. It looks pretty cool in the flesh. I also like the cabin, its technology, and overall the powertrain blends in very well. Like I mentioned, this would be the pick out of the range. I do like Hyundai's hybrid drivetrain systems. And if I was going to choose between a Sportage or a Kluger, this would definitely be my choice. But as always, let me know what you think of my verdict down in the comment section below. And if you gained value from this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you in the next film. Thanks for watching.